My brother-in-law put my 10-year-old on the fryer during a Saturday rush at the family restaurant. The burn is on her forearm, and this Christmas I asked her to pass the rolls. Mia hid it for 3 weeks. Long sleeves in October heat, flinching when I hugged her. I thought she was just being a moody preteen until I caught her wincing while brushing her teeth and pushed her sleeve up myself. The burn ran from her wrist to her elbow. Blistered, weeping, days old. Who did this? She wouldn't look at me. It was an accident, Mom. Mia. Who? Uncle Rick. But it wasn't his fault. It was busy. I made her tell me all of it. On Saturdays, she helped out at Rick's Diner. My husband's family place, 4 generations, the whole guilt trip. She bussed tables for $20 cash. But that Saturday, a fry cook quit mid-shift, tickets were stacking up, and Rick pulled her behind the line. He said I had to drop the baskets, she whispered. The oil splashed, and I dropped it, and he yelled at me to pick it back up and keep going. You're 10 years old, he said if I told anyone he'd tell everyone I stole from the register. I didn't sleep that night. My husband Danny kept saying we should handle it in the family. Rick was his older brother. Rick had bailed Danny out of things I didn't know the details of. Rick, Danny said, didn't mean it. He put our daughter in front of 400-degree oil during a rush and threatened her into silence. So we talked to him. We don't blow up the whole family over one bad day. I stopped arguing. I let him think I'd let it go. I took photos of the burn. I took Mia to a doctor who documented everything and used a word Danny hadn't. Negligence. 3rd degree in one patch. She'll have the scar forever. Then I made copies. I called the labor board about a 10-year-old working an unlicensed shift on a commercial fryer. I called someone else too, and I said yes to Christmas at Rick's house. Danny was thrilled. See? Family. Rick greeted us at the door like nothing happened. Big laugh, hand on my shoulder. There she is. No hard feelings about the little kitchen mishap, right? Water under the bridge, I said. Dinner was loud. 20 people, Rick at the head of the table holding court about the diner, about legacy, about how kids these days don't know real work. Mia sat beside me in a long-sleeved sweater. Quiet. I waited until dessert, until Rick was mid-story, glowing. Mia, I said loud enough to carry. Honey, pass the rolls? She looked at me. We'd practice this. She reached across the table for the basket, and her sleeve slid back, and the whole scarred length of her forearm caught the light in front of everyone. Rick's wife stopped chewing. My mother-in-law leaned in. Sweetheart, what happened to your arm? Mia didn't answer. She looked at me. I nodded. Tell Grandma who did it, baby. Uncle Rick, Mia said. He made me work the fryer. When the oil burned me, he told me to keep cooking. And he said if I told anyone he'd say I was a thief. The table went dead silent. Rick's fork clattered down. That is not. She's exaggerating. She dropped a basket herself. She's 10, I said. I set my phone in the center of the table and slid it toward my mother-in-law. Photos. Then the doctor's report. 3rd degree burn. Documented. He had her running the line during a Saturday rush. No permit, no supervision, no gloves. Danny grabbed my wrist under the table. What are you doing? Handling it in the family. Like you wanted. Rick was standing now, red. You brought this into my house on Christmas? You put my daughter on your fryer during a rush and threatened her. I just brought the receipts. His wife was reading the report. Her hand was over her mouth. My mother-in-law looked up at Rick with an expression I'd never seen her aim at her golden son. Is this true? It was busy, Ma. I needed a hand. She is a child. That was when the doorbell rang. Rick froze. I'd given the labor investigator this address and a time. I hadn't been sure they'd come on the holiday. They came. Rick looked at the door, then at me, and the color drained out of his face all at once. You didn't. You threatened to call her a thief if she talked, I said. So she stayed quiet, but I never agreed to. I stood, put my arm around my daughter, and reached past Rick's untouched plate. Mia, sweetheart, I said. Thank you for the rolls.